Hi guys, Angie Bells, my fairy treasures. Okay, we are back. We're going to now embellish this collage that we did with all these aged and jelly printed papers. This is a little collage that we're going to collage on here. Remember I told you I was going to draw one of my girls and put her on this page? Well, I'm going to do that with the next page. This one, I found this collage. I didn't find the collage, I put it together. And we'll go through this in a little while, because this will be the last thing we do is collage this on. What we're going to do right now is we're going to do some embellishing. So we're going to embellish our 2 pages a little further, just adding extra little bits on. And we're also going to embellish this, which is our, remember, our flip. Okay. I'll put that just behind here for a second. So the first thing I want to do is, I've always told you guys I do calligraphy, but I've never done any calligraphy on camera. So I'm going to do a little calligraphy for you. No major, I'm just going to write the word peace. But I want to show you. This is the book. I got this book, The Art of Calligraphy and Lettering by Walter Foster. The Art of Calligraphy and Lettering by Walter Foster, if you want to look for this book. It was at Hobby Lobby. I only picked it up for like maybe $4 or $5. And I think it's probably a $20 book. Yep, I was right. $20 book originally. So I got a great deal. I just think it's a great book if you want to learn calligraphy. So the first one that I learned as far as calligraphy is what is called, these are my little placements. There's different styles of calligraphy. I learned italic hand. So this is what italic hand looks like. Isn't that cool? I love that style. And it was not too easy of a style, but not too advanced a style for me to learn. So, I have another one next that I'm going to learn. This is the next one. Because I've been working on this for like a year. At night before I go to bed, I do a little calligraphy practice. And I did that, and I would do all the A's, all the B's, all the C's. And now I just write sentences over and over and words and to keep practicing that one. But there's another style. Let me put all this stuff down somewhere. There's another style that I want to learn next, and it's a little bit harder, but I really love it. Let me see. I think it's this one, black letter hand. This one. Doesn't that look cool? So that's the one I'm going to be working on now. So, and still practicing this one. So I'll have 2 different styles worked out. Italic hand, and then I'm going to be working on black letter hand. Very exciting. So I'm going to do a little calligraphy for you. I just want to write the word peace, and then we're going to collage that into our background. Okay? I always keep this on the side of me when I'm doing my calligraphy, just so that I can refer to the letters, because sometimes I remember how to write that letter, and sometimes I don't. So I'm just seeing what piece of paper I want to write it on. I'm going to write it on like something that I've done the Tim Holtz Distress Inks or Oxides on. I'm thinking this is cool right here. Isn't this cool? So we're going to do it on a piece of this. All right, so took that out of there. We put that aside. So we're just going to write the word peace. Doesn't that sound good? So, oh, you know what? I have that little piece of paper. I always like to keep a little piece of paper beside me just to make sure my pen's going, and it's going good. Oh, let me explain my calligraphy pen. This calligraphy pen is manuscript. It's also has these. What are they called? Oh my God, my words sometimes. Whatever these are, you put them in. So when you load it up, you take one of these and you put it, the ink side, you put that in here, and then you put your other one, God, the word is on the edge of my tongue. Anyway, you put it in here with the ink side down into the pen, and then this is how you, okay, and then this is how you load your pen. Now, if your pen isn't working, and when you put the just a second. when you put this in, this needs to really, you need to hear a click. And then that creates, like, makes a little hole in the little nib of your, of this piece right here. Okay. You know what? The word's going to come to me in a minute. What the hell you call those? Okay. So then you do that. If your pen is not working, you can go, every time my pen's not working when I go to use it, I go run this under some water and it loosens everything up and my pen writes so smoothly. So remember that. Okay. Oh, you know, it's just on my mind what the heck those are called, and it's just killing me that I'm not thinking of what they are. Anyway, so I'm not using a calligraphy pen that I dip in the ink right now. Oh, also, see this, the tip on here? That's called a broad tip. See how it's kind of like broad, which means, see how it's kind of fat? That's fat for a calligraphy pen. That is so you can do this type of work. That's the kind of pen you're looking for. So it's called broad. You want a broad tip. Okay? So you want one where you can put your own little ink charger things in. Also, you want a broad tip. A broad tip is so you can do this type of thick and thin lines. If you get the one that's just pointed, that you can't do broad and thick lines. You can't do this kind of stuff I'm doing. That's just like cursive writing that you can do with that. Or whatever kind of fancy writing you want to do with it. But you can't do with the kind of writing I'm going to do right now. So, all right. So I just want to write the word peace. So, I am going to do that. Here we go. Just wanted to do a quick explanation of that because, I'm sure a lot of people just want a little quick explanation on calligraphy to see if it's something that they want to get into. Okay. Now for this word peace, the only thing I had to kind of look at was the P. Everything else I pretty much already knew. So look how cool that looks. Doesn't that look cool? Okay, so that's it. It's not really hard. Okay, so I'm going to put my book away. So I'm glad I showed you about a book that you can get to learn calligraphy. I taught you about a nice place to start, which was the Italic Hand. And there's ones that are easier than this. So if this is one's too hard for you, just go through the book and find a different one. Now there's lots of different calligraphy books, but I was just showing you this is one of the ones I have. I have a whole bunch of calligraphy books. Also, if you go to Hobby Lobby, especially at the beginning of the year, and they're clearancing their calligraphy books, pick it up. If they're clearancing their calligraphy pens, pick them up. Make sure there's a broad tip, and that's what you'll look for on the package, broad tip, so that you can do this type of stuff. You don't really want that one just real pointed. That's just for, like, you know, fancy cursive writing. Okay, so let me put my book away. And I want to rip some of this, of course. Yeah, we'll rip the top. Okay. I might just do this really quickly. Might not be smooth enough, yeah. Do I like that? No, I don't really like that either. All right, let's just rip some of it. There we go. That looks good right there. And we'll save our little bits to make stamps, which will be fabulous. Okay. So we need to take our little piece here and find a place for it in our work. And I think I want to put it like, oh no, there's going to be a pocket here. So I got to remember that there's going to be a pocket there. Well, wait a minute. No, there's not going to be a pocket there. Oh, there's not going to be a pocket. It's going to be a pocket here on the flap. So actually, I love how that looks. Let me just see if we'll find a place for this. Oh, that looks good right there. Just right across. Piece. Okay. I had ran out of them. The last video I ran out of glue sticks. This is another really good glue stick. It's Elmer's all-purpose glue stick. So it's not the school glue. It's this one. Okay. There's also another glue stick, and I got them first from Dollar Tree. A girl had talked about them, called Avery, and they have them around the time that's when school is in. But they haven't had it. They didn't have it this year, so I'm now out of glue sticks. So I went on. Let me just see if I can lower this down a little bit. I went on eBay, and you could get like a set of 6 for basically $1 a piece. So I just ordered some today. But just to let you know, it's Avery. But if you're looking for a glue stick that's really good, because this one here, the Elmer's all-purpose glue stick, it's like $5, but I used a coupon. That's why I love the Avery. I'm buying them for $1 a piece, and it's actually a really good glue stick. If I'd have known that they weren't going to have any more of those glue sticks. I know they usually only have them. I bought them 2 years in a row, right when school's beginning for their school supplies. Should have bought a ton and then. But you can only buy so much of everything because then things dry out too. So, you know. I'm going to put it like this so plenty of my jelly print is showing. Cool. Love it. Okay. Let me get a baby wipe out. So that takes all the mystique out of calligraphy, because I was always like, oh my god, that's fancy writing. It probably is really intense. It's not hard to learn, you guys. It's just get a book, find a style that you can start out with. I just showed you how to load your pen, and that's it. So that is it. The big thing is, if you do it and you can't get it to start, hold just the nib, this nib, underwater, and then that will unclog anything, and it'll just flow. Also, make sure when you load your pen up with this, make sure it clicks down, and then this part, make sure that it's this end goes up in the pen. And that same open end goes down, see, in your pen. And that's it. Some pens, you don't have to put the one up inside of here. So just kind of look at your directions, but that's how you do it. Okay. All right, so we did that. Next, what else are we going to do? Okay, so, what else do I want to do? Okay, I want to do some intuitive writing. I learned that from Robin McClendon. And it's just like your own language. It's really cool. So you can use things like this, like these Asian brushes. You can use a regular paintbrush, which I really like to use, like when I want to make something kind of small and more controlled, just a little bit more controlled. I like to use a brush like that. So that's probably what I'm going to use. Because I want to do, just trying to make sure of where I want to do it at. Also, if you want to do like a little, you can do intuitive writing and make like a symbol, which I think I'm going to do right here. And then you can do intuitive writing and make like you're writing like a sentence, like kind of Asian style, but it's more intuitive. It doesn't really mean anything, but it's coming from you. So I'm going to make like a little symbol right here, intuitively. And I'm going to use this type of ink. You get it at Daiso. Okay, just calligraphy ink. I keep it in this bottle here, this jar. And you can, the looser and bigger space you have, that's when I choose like bigger ones like this. But I don't have that big a space right here that I want to put this symbol, so I'm going to use this size. Like that. And these I also got at I got them at Hobby Lobby. And what's crazy is when I bought them, I just thought, I want to learn how to write like that Asian type of writing. And I saw that these are the pens you use. Well, I didn't know at the time. I never still looked it up. And then one day I seen Rob McClendon using these, and I went, oh, okay. So she uses these to do her imaginative writing, or her. So anyway, here we go. Some of this is writing good on here, and some of this isn't, because we're going over different textures. So okay, but I'm going for it and using the different textures. To my advantage. Even though it's different textures, we're going to still go with it. There we go. Cool. And that just looks like some symbol, right? Does it mean anything? No, but it comes from within you, so it means something to you, right? Okay, so I did a little imaginative writing there, and then I want to do some more of that here on this, on the opposite side of my flap. Okay. I'm going to try coming down a little bit more so you guys can see. I always forget the word she says. She doesn't always, I just called it something, I'll just call it creative writing. So I'm going to take this, a brush about like this, dip it in the ink. Intuitive writing, that's what she calls it, intuitive. So it's looked kind of like Asian writing, but it's not. It comes from your soul. It comes from you. It comes from your hand, okay? And what I do is, because some people are like, how do you even begin to do something like that? Well, what I'll do is I'll make an A. But then I'll make the A, then I'll just go beyond the A. So that was an A I started with. So for me, I'm going to do a B. Okay? So when I do that, I'm going to do a C, but I'm going to do a C backwards. And then I end it like this. It just gets your hand started, but make sure you deform it. That's what I want to say. Make sure you deform it so it doesn't look anything like a D or an E or an F or a B. I'm going to do an E, then I'm going to do it backwards, and then I'm going to add several lines. And then we'll do a little bit more here. I'm going to do a backwards F, and then hit some lines. Do an L, but do it backwards. Hit a line. I'm going to do an M, but you can't tell it's an M. See? We'll do an H, but it's exaggerated, and you can't even tell that's an H now, right? I'm going to do a J, or I'm just going to do an L. And I'm going to do a K. But you can't tell it's a K because I've really deformed it. So just you start out with an A, but then keep going with the line and turn the line up, and then add a few lines. Do a D, but kind of deform it, go like this, come out of it, maybe add a couple of lines. Do an F, but do an F backwards, and then throw some lines in. This is just to get your hand moving intuitively. So I really like the intuitive writing. I think it's so cool. We don't have anything right here, so let's do a little something there. Cool. And we could take and do some crosses up here. We're just embellishing our page more with little things, no major. I love crosses, so we're gonna put a cross there. Do that. Let's do another cross right here. Really long cross. Cool. So let's add some more embellishments on there. Hopefully I'm not too much out of frame. Okay. How cool is all that? Okay. So let me put this aside. All right, we have our little symbol that we did right there. Do we want to do any more intuitive writing? I think we want to do, we'll do a little intuitive writing right in the center here. And I like that. So we'll stop there. We'll throw a couple of crosses in. This is just the ink that I have left on the brush. We'll throw a little cross in my time right there. Throw a little cross here. And this is just taking and doing a little bit of whatever. You can take your pen and do that with the crosses if you want, like this, a marker, a pen. I'm just using the ink because that's what I have in my hand right now. Okay, so I'm loving this. We're gonna stop right here because we have other things we want to add. Okay. All right, so let me get my blow dryer out and let's dry this. See if I can show you guys something if I have it right here. I had it here for a long time. Maybe I don't have it here. I can't find it. I was going to show you a page of doodles that I keep close in hand, which really is not representing what I'm talking about because I can't find the page of doodles. I had it really close by. I wonder if that really is not good because I had the page of doodles close by so that I can look at my. So anyway, I made a page of doodles up so that when it came to doing some markings or some doodling, like the little crosses are considered some of the markings I like to make, so that I don't have to sit there and think about the markings or the doodles. And I don't even have them. Okay, I don't know where I put it. It's probably right in front of my face and I'm not seeing it. If I find it, I'll show it to you guys. But make yourself a little page of markings or doodles, just things you can think of. And then have them right beside you, as I don't, but do that. And then when it comes to making little marks or little doodles, you'll have them. Practice if you like this intuitive writing, intuitive symbols. It's fun. Okay, let me dry this. Also, before I do that, I have some other ink here. It's the Brea Reese inks. And I just want to take it and, because I want to get rid of this white. So I'm just going to put some of it right here. Like this. And this is going to, and I'm going to take a brush with some water, and that's going to get rid of any of that white space right there. So I just put it right on the page. And you could use any ink. You could use the Tim Holtz Distress inks if you want. I just have those sitting right in front of me, so that's what I'm using. Okay, and let's just go like this. And then this is just going to get rid of any of that white page way of going. And it's doing it very just cool and naturally, like we like. I want all that white gone. Let's add a little bit more water. Let's add a little bit more water. And you can blend it right into everything around it a little bit. I love that. Look how cool that looks. So that naturally, you can do something cool and get rid of that white, make it look all even more aged. And I'm just taking some of the excess up. Perfect. And now we'll dry everything. Everything of that is dry. Okay, what else do we want to do? Let's do some foiling. Always got to make sure that I remember that I have this page over here. Let's do some foiling on here. Where is my foiling? So I get this foiling. It comes in sheets, and I just keep it in here. And I get this from Hobby Lobby. It's in the craft section of Hobby Lobby. Oh, I can find this, thank goodness. And this is what it's called. It's called Creative Concepts Leaf Metal Gilded. So that's how it comes. And it comes in sheets. Let me just show you. So it comes in sheets. Okay? And then I just keep it in this little container. I keep it where I keep all my mark making sheet, which I can't find. Anyway, so let's put some gilding on. Let's gild this in certain areas, which I think will be fabulous. I'm gonna do some gilding right here. And you can use regular glue, you can use collage glue, or you can use your glue stick. And I've not always used a glue stick, but I'm really loving the glue stick. I like to use kind of a stiff brush, so I'm going to use this brush here. I really like using a glue stick because it dries really quickly. Before I was watching Robin McLennan do her work, I really was not a fan of the glue stick at all. I thought a glue stick was the cheat way to go about doing mixed media. I would see people use a glue stick. I'm like, why are you using a glue stick? I got it now. A good glue stick is worth its weight in gold. You can do so many layers so quickly. You have less buckling. You can work so much quicker and do so much more, which I love. You just got to buy a quality glue stick. That's it. So you just apply your gold leafing where there is stickiness. And it will stick right down. And it just looks so aged. I love it. Let me throw a little bit more of my, of it up here. Oh, I didn't even look and see if I'm in frame. I'll look right now. Sorry if I wasn't in frame. Hopefully I was. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing. Yeah, you can see it. Cool. So you can see all this gold right here. Look how cool that makes this look. It makes that little intuitive symbol even cooler. Okay, I need to put a little bit more of that gold leafing in here. So let me grab a sheet of it. So it comes, now you get to see it comes in sheets like this. Oh, there we go. This one already had some broken off of it, but anyway, so I keep it in like that. You know what? I'm just going to keep 2 sheets in here because we'll have to go back to this for a little bit. I've had this for like a year. You guys, it'll take you forever to get through it. It's fabulous. Okay, so just take this and just put that in here like this. Okay. All right, so let's add a little bit more of that gold over on this side. Where do we want to put it? Over here would be good. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be putting my flip right there, so you're not going to be able to see it right there. We're going to add some gold right here. This will look really pretty. We'll add it right there. Now you can't exactly see where your glue is, but you can feel where your glue is, and you know where you just put it at. I love this stuff. I think it's fabulous. I learned about this, using this stuff from, I knew about it a long time ago for other things, but first for your mixed media journal, her name is Bailey. She's a mixed media artist too, and she used something like this. I'm not sure if this was the exact product, but she used some type of foiling, and I was like, I've got to get some of that stuff. So I went right to Hobby Lobby that day and looked for something that I could use like that. And you never know, you might have what I'm using, this gilding stuff, or some type of foiling or something in your stash. So don't always think you have to run out and get it, because think about what's in your stash. You may already have something that you can use similar or this exact product. So okay, getting this off my nails onto the page. Look how look how much it adds to your page. It's just beautiful. Okay, so we're gonna do one more page with that gold gilding, and this is our flip, right, that we're gonna add there. And where do we want to add this at? Get my glue stick out. My flip is going to be right here, so that'll be covered up there. Let's see what we want to do. Let's add it right here. And I try not to, I do it kind of haphazard and messy. You don't want it to be a straight line. I think the way I encourage you to do things, I think it takes the stress off, because I don't ever encourage perfection. I think the more imperfect, the cooler it's going to look. These type of things I'm doing don't require perfection. They really require imperfection. I mean, I'm creating old walls and old doors and caves and old walls, doors, and caves and floors, right? That's the idea. Ooh, they're still sticky down here. Let me get some more down there. You can use any brush you want. I just like a stiff brush. It seems to like really crumble this up and make things stick better when the brush is come off my finger, when the brush is stiff. That's what I find. And I'm just wiping the rest of it off. Okay, so we've done a lot of gold gilding there, and I think it looks fabulous. All right, so let me put that up there. Let me put this brush away. I have a little bit of glue on my fingers. Let me get that off. Look how gorgeous that is. Oh, beautiful. Okay, what else are we doing? We're just embellishing our pages. So this is the embellishing part. I told you about making stamps. You're saving all your little bits so you can make your own stamps. So let me show you some of my handmade stamps. And I think my handmade stamps are in here. They better be. Yeah, my handmade stamps. And then we'll do a whole session. We'll do a whole hour on just making stamps. And I'll try to come on camera whenever I make stamps, just so I can make them with you guys, give you little ideas. I learned these from Robin McClendon. She makes these type of stamps, and it's so simple. It looks like it's not, but it's so simple. Look how cool this is. Isn't that cool? And you're using your bits left over, like your jelly print bits and any papers that you've distressed or stained. And then you're just getting a stamp. See that black stamp over it? Like that postal stamp? You're just stamping over it. On this one, I used a couple different stamps. I used a postage stamp, but then I used a calligraphy nib and a hand. See? So start collecting your little stamps about that small, like little postage stamps, whenever you see them. This is even one that I'm going to use. Even though it says North Pole, it's cool though. It says North Pole, and then it has a postage stamp there. I don't care if it's Christmas or not. I'm going to stamp this over one of my stamps. How cool is that? So I'll even probably use this and just stamp it in my work as a stamp. Okay, which we're going to get to also, doing some stamping with our stamps. Right there in front of me. Okay, so let's do a couple of these handmade stamps. And they don't have to be small. Like, look, I have all different sizes. Some are really huge. Okay. Just seeing what looks good where. I'm going to put this one right here. Perfect. This is kind of like a letter document, so I'm just going to put it right there in the corner. And this is really, it's really thick, but we're going to try using my glue stick. Even though I usually like to use Eileen's Tacky, we're going to try using my glue stick. Just because I'm being lazy and I don't feel like getting out my Eileen's Tacky right now. And the glue stick's right here, so. And if it doesn't work out and it doesn't stick really well, you can always just go back in with the Eileen's Tacky. No major. Okay, how do I want this to go? I want it to go this way. There is no wrong or right way. Okay, so we glue this down. Perfect. And let's see, this one right here looks really cool. Like it might go good on this page over here. So let me see where I want this to go. Right there? Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And I'm just using a magazine, which I'm using for my glue surface. I like using a magazine so that I can just turn the page and have a fresh page for gluing, for a glue surface. So an old magazine, I like to get those free magazines like at the grocery store. I like to pick those up, or just magazines that come in your where did I say I was going to put this? Right here? Yeah, that come in the mail. Also, if you have an old phone book, that's ideal. I mean, you'll have a glue surface forever. And you can't find an old phone book to save your life anymore. I looked for a phone book. They used to be in the bottom little news rack for free papers and magazines. Like, Angela, you're so old. There are no more phone books. I mean, maybe there is someplace. I mean, if you guys have seen a phone book, let me know. I can't find a phone book. And also, one time my phone wasn't charged up, and I just really needed a payphone, which I hadn't used a payphone in like 10 years. There were no payphones. I was like, what the hell? So I started looking. I'm like, there used to be a payphone there. I go to another place. They took all the payphones out. Like, that's old school. Like, there ain't no more of that stuff. Get with the times. Okay, so I put those 2 stamps in. I'm not going to put a stamp on here. We're going to put the rest of my stamps away. Also, you don't have to make your own homemade stamps. If you have some stamps, like I go to thrift stores, online, you can always buy old stamps or used stamps, or cut the stamps off of your mail too. So there's another cool stamp. So this is a whole little clear thing. I love it. It's beautiful. High Tides Vibes. I got this from Dollar Tree. I love stuff like this. But what I love about the most, it's clear, so I can see that that's where my stamps live. Handmade or real stamps. That's where they live. Okay, let me put that down. The next thing I thought we would do is we do some stamping with stamps. And my most used stamps that are really super vintagey, I keep, the ones I really love to use all the time, I keep them in this bag. Again, the clear bag from Dollar Tree. Follow your heart. Isn't this beautiful? I love it. So I keep those in here. And these always stay beside me. And then that way, I always have the stamps I really love right beside me. Like, this is a postage stamp. Remember the ones I was just telling you about? I use that postage stamp like that. We're going to use that on here. Let me just pick out a few things. I've always loved this one. It's a Tim Holtz clock. We'll use that. And we're going to do it in brown. We might do some of them black, but we really want it to stay in the background. So if you do it in brown, especially on this, it's just going to be in that background. Here's another postage stamp. Isn't that cool? These I think are Stampin' Up, and I got them from a garage sale. It might have been a craft garage sale at this one hotel here in Vegas. They had a craft garage sale in a hotel. And yeah, this is another Stampin' Up. I think these all came in the same thing. How cool, huh? And I'll tell you another stamp I'd like to use. Love this. Look at this. It's a calligraphy pen. We'll use that. And we will use a script stamp. Okay, so we got some stamping to do. So, I picked everything out. Let me put this over to the side. And let's get busy. We're not going to use this North Pole one right now, but we'll use all of these. I'm not going to use this one right now because I have enough postage stamps. Okay, so I want to use... You guys, get yourselves, if you see them at Dollar Tree especially, I think I got them at Dollar Tree, get yourself some copper paper clips and some bronzy gold looking ones. And you can also use Tim Holtz alcohol inks to distress just plain old ones. But these will be really good when we start putting in all of our junk for the junk journal part. Okay, I'm using the Ranger Archival ink. You can use whatever you have, but I really love this sepia. It's gorgeous. And it's really good for the background. The first thing I'm going to do with this whole background is I'm going to take my script stamp and I'm going to script stamp the background. And you can't really, you can't see it heavily. You can just see it here and there. I'm going to do this again because, there we go, I hadn't really got this juicy yet. There we go. Now, if you do it in black, you're going to see it a lot more. But right now, I don't want to see it a lot more. I just want to have some script writing in the back. So it's just another layer. Like you see like this writing, this script writing coming up, but it's coming up in between everything else. So it looks like I did it, maybe I did that first, but we're not doing it first. I usually add the script stamp. I pretty much add it to everything I do because I just think it makes everything so much more magical and fun. And for you, those of you who have turned to this and you're like, what in the world is mixed media junk journaling? Well, first we're creating the mixed media part. And the next part will be adding all the junk. The pockets, the flips, the tags, and all that. Cool. Love it. Oh, we have one more page to do. Remember? Or flip. I'm also going to, on this side, where I haven't done too much to it because I love the way it looks already, we are going to add some script to this too. Oh yeah, that looks cool. And I love this flip that we're using this for. Look at this. It says fountain pens. So it's calligraphy pens for sale and pen nibs. This comes out of the Sears catalog. You can get Sears catalogs from eBay. So I ordered quite a few. And then I make copies so that I always have the catalog forever. So you can do that too. And you can get just the coolest pictures out of there of old lamps and carriages, old women like dressing like their dresses. The corset page is really cool. I need to dig that out. So anyway, really cool stuff. I'll dig out my Sears catalog sometime and show you guys some of that. Okay, so we're done with, I don't know if we're done with this, but we're done with this for now. We are going to use that again, but not right now. Let me look and see what the time situation is. Okay. So I don't know, I'm going to bring my book up. I don't know if you can, oh, I'll just bring this up so you can see. See the script stamp? How it's just, that's how it is on all the pages. And what I'll start doing, you guys, because I just learned how to edit with this new software, I'll do some pictures, some close-up pictures, and put them at the end so that you guys can see real close up. Because I have to kind of work wide to get this book in. Look how big of the book I'm working with. Okay, so I can't, you know, zoom in on everything because I need to be able to work big. Okay, anyway. I'm going to use my calligraphy nib. We're going to put that somewhere, which I think, actually I wish I would have done this in black. You know what? We can do it in black. Let me just stamp it up over here. Okay. Let's do it in black. Because I really want that to, show up. So we'll do this in black. If we get a perfect print out of it, if we don't, it doesn't matter. Cool. See, it still didn't come out really, really dark. So I'm glad I did it in black. Because you're stamping through different things. Let's just put one here. Right on the side. Look how cool that looks right there. Now you can see it. It's right there. So I just took my and just did it right there. Love it. Let's do another one in black down here at the bottom. Let me make sure you guys can see the bottom. Don't want to put it, I'll put it right here on the side. I love it. You can just keep adding things. I mean, it just goes on forever. Let's add some, let's add the pin nib to this because the other side is a pin nib. Let's do it right over the top of this. Just do it right in the center. So cool. I'll show it to you guys. See, there's the pin nib. You can just see it coming up through the intuitive writing. Very cool. Okay. So we'll put this down. Now we're just going to take the brown again, go back to the sepia, and just start doing stamping everywhere. Like, just getting crazy. And we're going to use this postage stamp. And let's just get crazy. And just stamp all over the place, just adding layers. Am I really caring where I put this? No. It's going to be fabulous, no matter where I put it. Okay. Let's do some right here. 1, 2, 3. All right, so now that one's done. Now I'm going to do this postage stamp. I've always just bought stamps like this. Whenever I see them, I pick them up. And I got so lucky. This one, and a couple of others, I got all these Stamping Up ones. It was a whole little square plastic box. I paid like $3 or $4 for it. And I've always used it in my work. And when I seen those, I was ready to scream. I was like, why would you, it was like a garage sale, craft garage sale. I'm like, why would you be getting rid of these? Let me tell you when I will ever sell any of my stamps, especially like my postage or my calligraphy stamps. I have calligraphy nibs. Absolutely never. That's when I'll be selling them. Okay. So all this does is just adds more to the background of just like things that are just magically coming up out of this. And it looks, when you do it in the sepia, it looks like it's coming, like it's in the background, like it's part of the background, not like it's stamped on top. Now, if you do black, it'll look more like it's stamped on top, like the pins, but I want it to be stamped on top. So this right here is just a cool spool. You can barely even tell what the heck it is anymore. This is a cool stamp. And I've had it, I think it's a Tim Holtz. I've had it for absolutely ever. I'll stamp it on a piece of paper so you can see it. So I can't even tell you where to get the damn thing. I bought it probably 8 years ago. But what I can do is just encourage you to always be looking out for really cool stamps. Like, look how cool that stamp is. And it says like it's a spool. It says 2.0 spool. Like what you would put on the top of like a spool of thread. Isn't that cool? Okay, that's what I'm putting on here. I think it was a Tim Holtz stamp. I can't even remember. pretty sure was a Tim Holtz stamp. Doesn't it look like a Tim Holtz stamp? That or an Andy Skinner. Andy Skinner and Tim Holtz have very, very similar styles. And like I always say about things like this, if I would have known that I was going to love this stamp this much, I would have picked up like 3 or 4 of those. But I had no idea. Now this is a watch face. Love that. Oh, I didn't put it on my... So this is just putting time all over this. And at any time, if you want to bust out with your black ink and stamp some of this in black, go ahead. I'm choosing not to right now. I like the brown. Okay. You can even go half off the page, like go like this and just only stamp half of it. That's a little cool little trick. Only stamp half of the stamp. That's really cool to do. And do it all the way up to the side of the page. Just half of it. Just maybe a quarter of it. Okay, so I'm just getting rid of whatever else I have left on this. Okay, so that's all the stamping we're going to do. I could stamp forever. Let me see what time situation we're at. Okay, probably going to work for an hour and 15 minutes, about the time I normally do. Hour and 10, hour and 15. Okay, next, I'm going to use some stencils, some Andy Skinner stencils. Let me put this away. I love these stencils. If you've been watching me do, if you've seen me work, I've been talking about these Andy Skinner stencils forever. They're my favorite stencils. Again, if I'd have known that these stencils were going to be my favorite stencils, I would have bought a ton of these. Yeah. But he still sells these stencils, so I might just go ahead. I think I'm going to, and just go ahead and buy doubles of these, just so I always have them. Look how cool that is. Is that this, like, you would think it's Tim Holtz, but this is Andy Skinner. How cool is that? I need to look up what Andy Skinner has for stamps and what he has for stencils. What he came out with for the year. Look how cool that is. Isn't that so cool? Yeah. All right, so this is going to be the theme for my next page. Being able to use color. This is an old door. Being able to use color like purple and teals and browns. And because you're using the teals and the browns, and there's brown all over this door chipped up, it makes, you can use, that's how you can use color and make it look vintage. So there's a whole lesson right there. And this is going to be in my next, for my next page. Okay. Go on Pinterest. Go to old doors. Old walls. And then just start saving those. And those can be inspiration for when you do jelly printing, inspiration when you age paper, can be inspiration or the focal points for your pages. That's what I do. Okay, so this Andy Skinner stencil, we're going to do some stuff. I want to come in as close as I can. Well, you're going to be able to see it because I'm going to do it in black, so you're going to be able to see it. Okay. So, I need to get out some, move all this out of the way. Get out of the way. I have such a little mess going. I need to get out some black paint, and I like to use makeup wedges for this. And what I do is I just cut it off, and I keep cutting it off. And we need some black paint. My book is so big, I can't put it on my glass mat like I normally do, so I have a little top that I like to use. I just used the cheapy Apple Barrel 50-cent acrylic paints from Walmart. And we just want to, you don't want very much paint on your sponge. You guys know how to do this. Anyway, I like this 751, and I want to put it somewhere. I think I'm going to put the 751 over here. I'd like to put stuff like that on the edge here. Oh, you know what? We're going to have our thing there, though. Our flap is going to be there, so that's not going to show up if I put it there. Dang it. We'll put it right here. It's still far enough away from my intuitive symbol. Again, do we care if we get perfect stenciling? No. If it's not perfect, it'll just even look cooler. Like, look, it didn't fill, in places it didn't completely fill in black. That just makes it look more aged and old and cool. Okay. There's this thing right here. It says ticket number 37. I'm going to put that right up here at the top. Kind of right in the middle. Actually, you know what I want to do? This whole thing I'm going to do at the top of here. It says 72171, ticket number 337. We're going to do the whole damn thing. We're going to get crazy, people. We're going to get crazy. Cool. Look how cool that looks. Let me see what you guys are seeing at the top of the page. Wait, can you see the top of the page? There it is. Wait a minute. Let me make sure you guys are seeing. Yeah, I just did it right there. So cool. All right, let me make sure of where I'm at with the damn camera. I swear, you guys, trying to get everything in focus all the time and working, it's not easy. Okay, so you can see that right at the top. Very cool. I always say this, and I'm using this number 152. I always say this, and I'm just going to put it anywhere. I always say this, we're always trying our best as YouTubers. But it's not easy. You're filming, you're the one doing whatever the work is, the art, or whatever you're doing. You're doing it all. So it's not easy. There's a number 15. I'm going to put that just in a couple different places on the page. Sometimes I swirl around and it works out really nice. Yeah. Love that. And right here, the number 152, it didn't come in perfectly, but I'm good with that. Okay, I'm going to do the number 15 right here. I did a little swirling and I did a little pouncing. Perfect. All right, we're going to do that number 15 over here too. This is what the number 15 looks like right there. I'm going to swirl it and then I'm also going to pounce it. Let's see what that looks like. Perfect. Okay, down here at the bottom, I want to do something really cool. Well, you know what I'm going to do? So I'm going to put this stencil down. I'm going to go to this stencil here. And it has 1871, or it has EST bin number. I'm going to put that down at the bottom here. Actually, I'm going to put all that at the bottom. They have the EST bin number, and then it has 1871 1357. I'm going to put that whole thing down here at the bottom. So always be looking out. I'll tell you a good place to look out. Tuesday morning is where I bought a ton of cool stencils. I think this Andy Skinner stencil here, I bought it Tuesday morning originally, and I picked it up for a buck or two. This one I did spend $5 or $6 on because I just wanted another Andy Skinner stencil, so I ordered it off of eBay. So, and I spent $5 or $6. But you know, $5 or $6 for a stencil, I don't mind spending it. Oh, that looks cool at the bottom there. Because the $5 or $6 on a stencil, you're going to use these stencils over and over and over. So your stencils really are free. I know that sounds crazy, but they really come out to be almost free because you use them so much. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I want to do. I like the word, the little Paris word here in 1812. I'm going to put that right up here at the top. Okay, I think that looks good. Let's just, perfect. And look, I did smear a little bit of it, but I'm so good with a little bit of smearing because it just adds to it. It's all good. Okay. Just trying to see if there's anything else I want to add anywhere. I think I'm liking all of this the way it is. Okay, did I add anything? I didn't add anything onto the extra page here. Let's add something on here. This goes, let's see which way this goes. So the thing's gonna go there. Okay. Let me just see what I want to add on here. I want to add, I think right here, kind of going across the clock too. At the top of the page, I want to put Paris and that little sign right there. Let me make sure that you guys can see this, what I'm doing. Now you can really see it. Okay. Sometimes rubbing it works better than pouncing. Look how cool. Love it. And I need to add little things here and there. I wonder if I want 1751 just down the center of this, or 751. Okay, I'm just trying to decide what the heck I want to do. All right, we're going to put ticket number right there. See how that's going to look. Pretty much with this kind of stuff, you can't go wrong. So try not to think too much. I know it's hard sometimes because you're like, I don't want to mess up, but you really can't really mess up too much. Okay, we're just going to throw little numbers here and there. So I'm going to throw a little number here. I wanted to get to my collaging for my focal point on this page, but we're not going to get to that today. So the next time when we come back, we're almost done right now. When we come back, we're going to do the focal point, where we're going to collage all that stuff together. The roses with that rusty looking metal piece and that lion. We're going to collage that on this page here. We're going to attach our flip on, and then we'll start working on some tags and stuff and little booklets and all kind of cool little stuff to put in our pockets. And that will be the junk journal part of this whole thing. So I hope, I'm going to put 1721 over here. I'm hoping you're enjoying mixing the junk journaling and the art journaling together. And yes, does it take more time to do junk journaling and art journaling together? Yeah, it takes a lot more time. But if you enjoy it, then you're good. I'm going to put the 17, some numbers right here again, over here. That looks cool. So I think we are done. This looks really, really cool. Let me look at the time situation. Yeah, we're at 15 minutes. Look how cool this looks. So I'm going to take some close-up pictures so that you'll have some of these close-up pictures at the end. Look how cool that looks. Love it. Okay, so let me put this into my water. And we are done for today. So the next thing we're going to do, like I said, is we're going to collage. We're going to do a mixture of this rusty thing that I found in a magazine with this beautiful cheetah, like that, and throw in some flowers that we're going to rust out these flowers. And I'll tell you guys where I get the flowers too, so you can order these flowers yourself. So we're going to do something like, and I know we're covering things up, but it's okay. They'll still be peekaboos through. We're going to do something like this. And throw some roses in, because I love to have something rustic and animal, and then throw some roses in where you don't even expect a rose to be thrown in there, right? And I'll show you how we're going to use Tim Holtz Distress Inks to distress these roses. They're not going to be this white. That one's already been distressed, but the rest of these roses are going to get some distressing on them. And I may take this one and put it up here. I don't know, but we got roses. I'll tell you where you get roses like this. In fact, I'll tell you right now so that you can order this book if you want. I have ordered so many of these, so I have a good collection of 5 or 6 of them because I never want to run out. There's this book, and you get it on eBay. It's called The Ultimate Rose, American Rose Society. So make sure you guys are seeing the book. Okay, it's called The Ultimate Rose, and then at the bottom it says The American Rose Society, and it has a big red rose on the top of it. So that's how you know you're getting the right one. It's a book full of roses. Look at this. You guys can see I cut the heck out of these books. But look, you can get all kinds. Look all the flowers you get. All the roses. It's a whole book of roses. For a mixed media artist, this is like heaven. That's why I have like 5 or 6 of these. I don't ever want to run out of roses. I love to put roses in my work. So, yeah. Look at that. A whole page of roses. It's insane. So, and these books regularly are 20 bucks, but you guys, these are like $5. And a lot of times it's free shipping. So, yeah, go pick these up. Go pick yourself up a couple of these. All right, you guys. So we have this done. Like I said, when we come back, we'll work on the collage. We'll put our flip in. Okay, so we can have our flip. And we'll put pockets, and we'll start working on tags. So it's going to take a while for us to finish this junk journal page up, but we're having fun. Okay, you guys, that is it for now. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd love for you to do so. If you can give this video a thumbs up, any comments or questions, leave them below. Come visit me on Facebook and Instagram, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Oh, and remember, do something nice for someone today. And remember, my friends, we are more alike than we are not. Okay, talk to you guys later. Bye!